Good evening and welcome to this edition of Newsnight. My name is Charles Odongtho, and this evening we are going to be looking at the pigs. It has been the biggest story. And with me, as usual, is Andrew Mwenda, the CEO of the Independent News Magazine, and he calls himself Old Man of the Clan. Andrew, the biggest story. Of course, welcome back to the show.
It's not a big story.
I can tell you, if you move in town, and you have discussions on politics, about parliament, about what is going on in the country, I can tell you the last 2 weeks, for you have not been around, people are asking, what is about the pigs? What does it mean? Where has it come from? Who brought it? That is the discussion.
Well, first of all, right now, I don't have facts of how it came about, but I have a suspicion. Let me tell you what is happening at Parliament.
What is happening?
When they built it, they spent about 40 billion shillings building that parking lot.
They say 36 to be
36
precise.
billion,
yes,
to be precise. Yeah. So 36 billion, if you run and go to the nearest 10, is 40 billion to put up that parking lot.
Yes.
Then they procured services of a company to provide a security infrastructure,
which they have not yet
for that
got.
place. Let me explain to you. Carefully listen.
Yeah.
And the bill is more than 33 billion.
Yes.
To do security for that place.
Yes.
So they signed even a contract with a company to provide security at more than 33 billion for that place. They took it to the Minister of Finance. The Minister of Finance said, look, this is too expensive. How much security do you think the Aga Khan pays for us to enter this complex, Nile Hotel?
I have no idea.
Total security installation is less than $300,000 for this hotel.
That's about 700 million.
Yes, shillings. But please listen out there that the security system for Parliament is a 33 billion. I am waiting to listen to a security. I have tried to talk to all security experts in Uganda. They think this is an outrageous figure. If it had been 2 million, somebody could understand. So it turns out, or some people are suspecting, that the people responsible for that security system who want to pass, want to stampede the Minister of Finance to pay for this bill of 33 billion of security. And how do you do it? By smuggling in pigs. You can demonstrate by getting some younger boys smuggling pigs that the security is not.
I disagree, Andrew, because the thing is, I came about an hour after those yellow pigs were brought into the parliament, and it looked like, of course, subject to any other confirmation in future, I might be wrong right now, that it was a political protest of the kind of, you know, in unemployment going on in the country. And this youth I met one of them just immediately after they were arrested, and they're talking about unemployment, they're talking about MPs increasing their salaries, they're talking about lack of governance, you know, the governance, you know, inefficiency and all that. So how does this relate with the issue of security? I don't understand this, unless if you...
Will they come? But what they wanted to do, of course, whoever wanted to do it, these boys can, the youth can be hired by anybody to demonstrate a security risk, because the whole issue was, this is, I'm telling you, I've not confirmed it, but the thing I hear is that they needed to conduct some security breach in order to stampede the Ministry of Finance to approve a contract of 33 billion to provide security to Parliament.
That's an interesting angle.
And first, hold on a second.
Yes.
Remember that a lot of these youth may have other grievances they may raise. Please do not take people on the face value of what they're saying.
I agree.
Because there may be other motivations. They are not going to say that somebody in Parliament is trying to use us to justify a contract. Those boys may not even know what the purpose of their taking pigs there was.
Okay,
but
fine.
It seems that they were encouraged and facilitated, deliberately facilitated, because remember that police could have even seen those pigs and stopped them from entering. They were facilitated to break through the security system in order to stampede the Ministry of Finance to approve this contract, which is on the top of the Ministry of Finance, to install security of 33 billion shillings at that Parliament.
If that is the case, then let me say this.
So we can now go to discuss the performance of this Parliament.
That is going to be another perspective that, for me, I can assure you, and I can assure the viewer out there, that we need to come back and discuss the security connotation of it, the security perspective. And Kaihura must be watching out there, and he knows because he's in charge of security there. It is a whole directorate, parliamentary security.
Do you think that to have security at that place, you need to install 33 billion, to invest 33 billion?
I actually think that 36 billion, because they have been talking about 36, and it is raising a fight between, I think, police police who wants to be in charge of it, with Ministry of Finance, with Parliamentary Commission. I don't know where they have ended it, but I think it's a fight over the money. It is huge money. But let's come to the last three sessions of Parliament. Do you think 3 years down the road, and we are left with 18 months to the elections, which is not the time that Parliament usually does a lot of work, has Parliament given us value for money so far?
I think that can best be answered by people who do what they call the parliamentary scorecard, because that is a scientific study of how many bills have been brought before Parliament.
They are frustrated. Paul Cole, by the way, no longer does it.
Exactly. Said of those bills, how many have been passed? Because I have issues with the way Parliament has handled critical issues. Like in 2011, October, I had a fundamental disagreement with the Speaker of Honorable Kadaga. Rebecca Kadaga is my very good friend. I feel very bad to criticize her on this. When she failed to exercise leadership during the oil debate, where a member of Parliament called Karuhanga picks documents forged on the street, brings them on the floor of Parliament, abuses parliamentary privilege to criticize and attack fellow members of Parliament, some of them are ministers, without taking the trouble first and foremost to establish the authenticity of the documents that he has. This is in a situation where this Parliament has a precedent of when Sam Kutesa presented some forged documents against Nathan Byanyuma in the 1990s, and Ayume was the Speaker of Parliament. When he presented these documents, Ayume said, can you substantiate? Always they ask you, this document you're presenting is a photocopy, can you substantiate its authenticity? When Kutesa failed, Ayume ruled him out of order, struck the record of what Kutesa was saying off the parliamentary Hansard record. It was not supposed to be part of the record of the Hansard. 2, Kutesa was sent to a disciplinary committee. At that time, the committee was chaired by Ben Wacha. Then the Kutesa people said, Ben Wacha is UPC, a multipartyist, he will disfavor me. Ben Wacha withdrew, and this guy, he was in the East African Legislative Assembly.
Wandera Ogalo?
Yes, Wandera Ogalo chaired the committee. The committee found Kutesa guilty of presenting a document that was not authenticated, that he could not substantiate, and they suspended him from Parliament for 3 months. That Kadaga could not treat Karuhanga the same way and demonstrate that parliamentary privilege must not be abused, and that is the role of the Speaker. I felt that was very, very, very big letdown for me. Yeah. Because even this matter went to the Constitutional Court, and the Constitutional Court ruled that the Parliament acted as a mob justice. You see, you have to protect the integrity and the prestige of an institution, so that people, even, you see, if...
But you are using, Andrew, just a minute. You are using one incident out of three sessions, and these 3 sessions has 3 years from 2011 in May when it was sworn in, up till now, to judge a speaker who has so many things on her table.
This is why I said that a scientific
study... So why don't we look at a broad perspective of
that's
this?
Why I was telling you that
incident.
A parliamentary study, a more scientific study can be done. For me, I was trying to raise for you an incident where I felt Kadaga failed to exercise leadership. The second,
can I give you an example of what their performance was? In 3 months, between September and December, I know that Parliament passed 3 bills into law. That was a good performance in my view. But between December up till now, between December, just the comparison, up till now, they have passed only 1 bill.
But you see, for me, that is even not the issue, because I want a scientific standard. If you say, are they supposed to pass how many bills in a month? 10 bills, 50 bills? How many bills are waiting? How many have they passed? In 6 months, they may be passing a bill which has powerful implications on the country and requires lengthy debate and investigation.
Exactly.
In 1 month, they may pass 10 bills which are 3 pages each. So really, that is not the clear judgment. Right now, I would advise you that we do not have right scientific tools that are neutral enough to allow us to make an informed judgment. But we can make anecdotal references. The second thing I felt this Parliament did is when they passed the anti-gay law, and you can see the...
We are coming towards the end of our time. Can you, maybe going forward, within the next 18 months, do you think that this Parliament can do better, that they cannot now be called, they'll be referred to as MPs or something like that?
No, but I actually think that the Ugandan Parliament is elected to serve a purpose other than the one that it is officially established to do. You see, theoretically, the Parliament is supposed to pass laws. The electorate do not elect members of Parliament to pass laws. They elect members of Parliament who can attend funerals, members of Parliament who can pay fees for their children, members of Parliament who can appear at weddings, fundraise at churches. In other words, our population has expectations of the MPs that are different from what our constitution says the MP should do. So if I was an MP in Uganda, I have a clear choice. Should I address the theoretical requirements I'm supposed to perform as an MP according to the constitution, or should I address the actual real existential concerns of the constituency. And I think that our MPs are doing a good job, are doing a bad job in the sense that precedent shows that 67% of members of parliament don't get re-elected, which means because they have a high because they have a high attrition rate, it means that parliament is not doing a good job. The best judge is not me and you in this studio, it is the voters. Now let's watch 2016. If half of that parliament is returned, it means they will have performed 50%.
Well, that is Andrew Mwenda. He is the CEO of the Independent News. Let me now hand you back to the news.